Huzzah!
Hurrah!
And yes, Liam Toms, it was absolutely Alan playing kazoo. If you didn't think so, then you're mistaken, okay? He was definitely playing kazoo that entire time and not talking behind the video or typing.
Yeah, someone may have accidentally unmuted it, but we've also been sat here discussing why have we not sent kazoos out in the merch box. So watch this space for next year. Right, we're back from lunch. Thank you to Steen and Rory for post-lunch workshops. Thanks to everyone we spoke to when we were networking and that amazing feedback in the lunch networking. Couple of bits of notification for this afternoon. We understand there's still some tech issues on your devices. Refreshing and rebooting your whole computer a few times seems to be solving it. However, to factor that in for the only networking 30 minutes, we have opened roundtables. So for those who can't go speed networking, they have said the roundtables are working. So when we do the only networking half hour at 3 p.m., we've opened 2 roundtables as well.
If you can't speed
network it. Right, shall we? You do the bigging up and I'll bring him in.
Well, we've been really excited by this one for a long time because Greg is like my hero. We've been following Greg for a long time on his YouTube channel, and we've been pestering the man, even though he may not even know it because his team knows we've been pestering him to come along to the Digital Circus live. And finally, after 3 years, we have him. So I'm a little bit excited, a bit fangirling right now. So over to Greg.
Should we just hand over?
Yeah, Greg. Good afternoon. Yes. Can you hear us?
I can hear you perfectly. Yes. Thank you so much for that massive introduction.
Okay. Well, it's all true. It's all true, Greg. But look, you 10 out of 10 for the best setup. You can have that one hands down. We're going to run away and leave it to you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks. Talk to you in a bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name's Greg from Balloon Market, as Alan and Emily have said. And I am going to tell you how we managed to increase our sales by 1,000% using video, specifically YouTube. Now, I would like to point out that this was not overnight. This was over an 8-year period, but that is how much that we increased our sales, which still surprises me, if I'm perfectly honest. So I'll start by telling you a little bit about us and the business. Balloon Market is an online wholesaler of balloons, party supplies, craft supplies, and some floristry supplies as well. We started the business, it was myself and my wife back then, 19 years ago. And as you can see, we were working from home. We were putting balloons in boxes, selling them online, putting them in boxes, and Royal Mail were coming and collecting them. And that is us now. We have grown over the years. We moved out of the house after about, I think it was a year. And we moved into a small unit and then a bigger unit. And now this unit we moved into a couple of years ago. So yeah, we have grown massively as well over COVID. But a lot of it is down to video and our brand building through video. So how did we get into video? Well, it was back in 2013, I think. I went to an exhibition called Technology for Marketing and Advertising, it used to be called. I think now it's called Technology for Marketing. And everybody was just talking about video is the next thing. You've got to use video in all your marketing. If you're not using video, you're losing. Use video. And it just got me thinking, actually, that's quite interesting. And at the time, I still do follow Gary Vaynerchuk. Some of you might know Gary Vaynerchuk. He's very big in the States, very big worldwide now. And he is a marketing guru, and he took his dad's wine shop from 3 million to 60 million by selling online and using YouTube. His YouTube channel was Wine Library, and he literally YouTube was relatively new. He went out, bought a camera and just put it in front of him and started recording. So I was inspired by all that. So I went out, I bought myself a DSLR. I can't remember, is that the one? Oh yeah, a 700D. Seemingly is what we got. And I was really excited. I talked to one of the guys in the office. There was only about 5 or 6 of us in the business at the time. And I said, Mark, listen, we are going to start now. We're going to start using video. And he said, yeah, okay, that's great. And it sat there for 2 years. And then 2 years later, you can see Rob on the right there. He had started working for us, and he was in our e-commerce team. And he had a degree in film. So I said to him, actually, Rob, would you mind doing some filming with us? This was 2 years later after we got the camera. And he said, yeah. So we went upstairs to the disused office and we just filmed a couple of things and we created a YouTube channel, put them on there. We had one crappy little mic. It was terrible. We had to pass it to each other when we were doing that. It was really rubbish. But we put it out there and we had our first subscriber on the 16th of December 2014. And it was only a few weeks later, I think it was about 6 weeks later, we did our first proper show. And it's what we now call a behind the table show like this. So behind the table, me talking about things, showing you products. And that was the reason we started the whole YouTube thing. We wanted to actually display some of the products because we're all online. 5,000 lines we had at the time. You can't really display them easily on our website. So I just wanted to show people some of the things. I was 8 years younger. I was 3 stone lighter and I wasn't particularly confident, but we're going to show you a little clip of that very first behind the table show now. Hi, Greg from Balloon Market here. Valentine's Day is nearly upon us. So I just wanted to share with you a few of the products that we've got available. I'll start with this one. Cringeworthy, yes. I look at that and I absolutely cringe. But that's where we started. That is how we did it. But there was something really special that day that I realized. And I remember that when I had this thought, I remember exactly where I was looking in the room. And I just said to Rob, I said, Rob, we're going to start doing this every week from now on. And he was like, yeah, okay, that's fantastic. And that commitment, that's point number one. That is how you do it. Point number one, commitment. Write it down. You've got to commit to do this. Don't just try it. You can't just put a couple of videos up and hope that they go viral, whatever a viral video is these days. And don't rely on a viral video actually getting you all the customers you need so you can sit back and relax and go and retire. It will help. It might help get you some sales. And I know Alan and Emily did very well with one particular video that they'd had in their last business, but don't rely on that. Don't expect that. So you have to commit. You have to do it. You don't have to do it every week, as we did. A bit crazy, really, if I'm honest, doing it every week. I'd recommend at least once a month. If you could do it once every couple of weeks, great. I wouldn't do it once every quarter because by the time you get around to each quarter, you're going to have to re-educate yourself in what you did. So yes, you have to commit to doing that. Now, the other thing, the next thing is that the results you will get. Like I said, if you've got a viral video, it's not going to get you the results you might think. You have to be patient. Our first subscriber, like I say, 16th of December 2014, a year later, 12 months later, you're not going to believe this, how many subscribers we actually had. 476. I bet some of you thought I was going to say 1,000, didn't you? No, 476. That was it. So imagine you're in a big business and the boss says, okay, do video, and you spend 10 hours a week filming for a year, so 500 hours, and you spent thousands on equipment, and you go back to the boss and say, yep, we've got nearly 500 subscribers. You know where that's going. But thankfully, most of you, if not all of you, are your own bosses. You are the business. So you just have to be patient. We didn't really get, it's more than 6 months, more than a year, 18 months. It might be a bit quicker now with social media, but back then, 8 years ago, it really wasn't as quick. So I'd say 3 years, we started to really get a name for ourselves in the industry. It really started stirring things up and people started knowing who we were worldwide. Oh, my earpiece is falling out. So it was it's not as fast as you might think. Now, one of the other reasons that I took 2 years. I mean, the business got in the way, life gets in the way. You're just answering the phone. Like I said, there was only 5 or 6 of us in the business. So the camera sat there. Neither myself or Mark were particularly, we didn't know about cameras. So that can happen. Don't do that. Like I say, point number one, commit and crack on and do it. But one of the other reasons was I wanted a face of Balloon Market. I wanted somebody considerably younger than me, somebody considerably better looking than me. And I thought that would make more sense. But I was at another marketing event and I was sat next to a chap. He sold high-end jewelry on market stalls. But it seemed to work really, really well for him. But he said to me, Greg, you seem like a nice guy. Just do it yourself. And it just got me thinking. And Gary Vee had obviously done it himself. And I just started thinking, actually, if I'm doing it myself, I'm always going to be here. If I hire somebody either as an actor or a presenter, they might get a gig and go off somewhere else, so there wouldn't be that consistency. I know the values that we have for the business. I know what we're trying to achieve. I know what our customers want. All of that is just naturally within me, so I could deliver the content that I thought was the most relevant to our audience. So point number 3, some of you may not like this, be the face of your business. And I understand it is difficult. You saw me when I first started. I was really, really, really nervous. I just didn't think, and that was a 3.5-minute video, I think. And it terrified me. I hate the sound of my voice on video. I hated looking at myself on video. You're looking at your body language. You're just really, really nervous. But you know you, and you know your business better than anybody else. It doesn't matter if you're quiet, if you're an introvert. You don't have to be all way and crazy like that. And if you are a little bit way crazy, you don't have to calm it down. It does depend on your audience as well. Obviously, if you're selling, I don't know, life-saving equipment to hospitals, then being all fun and wacky probably isn't quite right. So if you are that kind of person, you might need to calm it down a little bit. But ultimately, be authentic. Don't try and be something that you are not. If you are inauthentic, people these days see through it. And I hope I don't offend anybody by saying that. And this is something that I'm not a big fan of. But please don't be one of those, hi guys, sort of people, because I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm too old. But those influencer types that are always, hi guys. Yeah, that doesn't seem particularly authentic to me. But be yourself. I mean, if you meet me in person, this is how I am, and I don't try and be anything else. So be the face of your business. Be authentic. Even tell dad jokes. Tell dad jokes. That's always good. Now, something that you might not be too sure what content to put out there. And when we started, that was a worry. It's like, we're a balloon and party wholesaler. What? We have a warehouse full of boxes. We put things in boxes and ship them out. What do we do? So we did all sorts of different things. I'm going to play a couple of quick videos now to show you the types of things that we ended up figuring out. So there you go. We started off really with that first style of video that I showed you at the beginning. And that was a behind the table one, showing you products like this. And then we developed, I had some wacky ideas. I dressed up as a mad professor and showed some tricks with balloons and things like that. And then we started, as you would have seen there, we started visiting some customers, seeing how they operate, their inspiration to the industry. The last thing you saw there was a documentary that we did last year, where we actually visited Italy to one of our manufacturers, and we saw how foil balloons were made. So it adapted. This is not a Netflix. You're not pitching Netflix with a pilot episode of something. Don't be frightened to change, to adapt, and to find your voice, find your brand, if you like. And for me, a brand, I don't know what everybody else's definition of a brand is. For me, a brand, raising brand awareness, is about, if you're in a particular industry and your name is mentioned, people just recognize it. And that's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to build a brand rather than build a business. And that's why, going back to point number, was it 2? You've got to be patient. You can't expect this to happen overnight. And you might be talking to people, you might be talking to nobody for the first year or so. So be ready to change and adapt. Now, equipment is something I get asked about all the time. Should I go out and buy lots of equipment? You can, if you've got thousands of pounds, you can go out and buy the best equipment if you really, really want to. But most of us have one of these now, and these are great to start with. The cameras on there are fine. The one piece of advice I would give you, get a little microphone. You can get these little microphones. I think you can get them on Amazon for about £20. And you plug a bit into the phone, and you can plug it into, you've got a wireless bit, and it just goes on you, a bit like this mic I'm wearing now. The sound quality on video, I always think, is really, really important. I think it adds quality to a video more than the video itself. If you've got bad lighting but good sound, I think that's probably better quality than if the phone is 10 feet away and you've got that horrible tinny thing. So that's one teeny tiny little bit of advice I would give you. But the real advice for equipment is buy it when you can. Don't just go crazy. Unless, if you really want to go crazy, you might never use the equipment. You don't know if this is going to work for you, but buy it when you can. Invest in this method of marketing when you can. So we've got lights. We've got, I think it's 8 lights in here now. Yeah, 8 lights. They're just the cheap box lights you get off Amazon. They're even cheaper now than when we first started getting them. And then we started upgrading our cameras. So we've got 4K cameras now. That's what they are. They're Blackmagic. What are they called, Alex? Alex is our videographer behind the camera.
Blackmagic Pocket 4K.
A Blackmagic Pocket 4K, Alex tells me. And we've got 3 of those. We've got this one, and we've got that one, and I don't know, and we've got an overhead one as well. So we have 3 cameras. Oh, there's that one. Can you do the overhead one? You can do the overhead one as well. Look at that. So we've invested in 3 of those. And of course, one of the biggest investments I've got is Alex, who is behind the camera. And there he is, the man himself. And that is a big investment. But obviously, we were very lucky with the way we did it. We had Rob on site doing another job, and he just sort of transitioned into being our videographer. And now we've got Alex doing all the editing and all the filming for us. So another big investment we've had, we moved into this unit a couple of years ago, like I said, and we've now got this, we built this room that we're in, we built this studio. And because the video side of things is such a big part of our business, so the warehouse is literally just out there. So we had to insulate it for sound. We put air conditioning in. And as you can see, we've got the white walls, the white floor and everything. So, and this is just over time, but you do get this back. You do get this investment back because your spend on other marketing will eventually go down. And our pay-per-click budget has just dropped massively. It's probably 10% of what it was 8 years ago, which is ridiculous because we've grown 10 times in that same period. So we're spending a lot less on pay-per-click. We're investing in this, and we are getting the results. So equipment, yes, very important. Get the best equipment you can, but only when you can afford to. Like I say, use your phone to start with. That's better than nothing. Now, what platform should you go on? Well, YouTube is what we chose 8 years ago. Instagram was Instagram even around? I don't even know. It must have been, but just a photo app. And we chose YouTube. It suited us. It suited what we thought. It was really the only option at the time. Now you can use TikTok, obviously, and you can use Instagram Reels. They're very good. I would recommend that you use all 3. So TikTok, we decided to use that for a different type of content. That was pre-COVID, and we wanted more behind the scenes, a bit more silliness. There's one of me falling over in the warehouse on roller skates, and really trying to, that was more me advertising to people that we wanted to come and work for us. You know, if you don't like this sort of silliness, then this might not be the place for you. And, you know, one of our videos on there has had 2.3 million views. And we've done all sorts of different things on the different platforms. YouTube, long form content, the sort of shows that we've done, the big ones, the hour-long ones, the 3-minute ones, we've done all of those. And Reels, we do similar content to TikTok sometimes, but also more product focused, pretty stuff, because as you can see, we do pretty things. This, by the way, we've just filmed a live this morning, and we put that out there on YouTube, Facebook, and on Instagram. And our guest comes in, and his name's Chris Horn, if you're interested, and he created this for us this morning. So we've done all that sort of stuff, but that's perfect for YouTube. And now we do shorter versions of that and put that out on Instagram as well. So the platforms you use, it's really up to you. Where are your audience? That's the key thing to consider. Are they TikTok people, or are they YouTube people? Are they ready to sit down for 15 minutes and watch a video? YouTube's probably best for that. If they've only got the attention span of 10 seconds, then TikTok is perfect for that. But look at the type of content. Also consider, obviously, YouTube landscape, and TikTok and Reels would be portrait. So always consider that. So there's no rules really. It's really about whatever suits you, whatever you think is going to be where your customers are at. And the last thing, and arguably the most important thing, is you've just got to start. You've just got to get out there and do it. Like I say, these things, everybody's got one. There's no reason for you not to give it a go. But then go back to point number one, commit to do it. And it will take a while. You will get there, but it does take time. Honestly, I am shocked. Everybody in our industry was shocked as to how well we did and how much we've been the fastest growing wholesaler in our industry ever. And we are known worldwide now at 174 countries. Is it, Alex? 174 countries. Yes. So well done. You had to get that up quickly. And that is it. It all sounds very simple, I guess. Is it simple, not easy, or easy, not simple? It does take a lot of work. The commitment, doing something every week, is the hardest part. If you do that and you can do it, then you will succeed. And that's it from me. I'm going to be in our booth at 4 o'clock, I think it is. So if anybody does want to talk more specifically about things that we did, I'd be happy, absolutely happy to discuss anything you want. In fact, if anybody, we're based in Tottenham in Southampton. If anybody does want to pop in and have a chat, I'm happy to do that as well. No charge, free of charge. I'll show you around, make you a cup of tea, whatever. But that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Greg, thank you so very much. I don't think you'll ever truly comprehend how helpful you have been in the last 20 odd minutes to everyone in this room who just need to hear from you. I just need to get started. Yeah. And that is one of the biggest things for so many people. And actually what you have said today, really, if you go back to the very first couple of sessions this morning with Paul and with Laurie, who were talking about podcasting, there is no magic wand to it. You just have to do the work. You just have to pull your big girl or your big boy pants up and say, actually, do you know what? This is going to be a bit uncomfortable for a little while, but whilst I find my feet, I'm going to commit to something and I'm going to choose to make this part of my marketing strategy. And you are so eloquent with that. And to show that growth in terms of it's not overnight, it took you a couple of years to find it, but now you're reaping the rewards from that. And I love it when anyone says their pay-per-click's gone down massively, because that just is music to my ears.
We love that.
But thank you. I just want to bring up, if possible, Laura's last comment out there. I really enjoyed that one from Laura Bean. I'm committed to doing it now. If you want to subscribe to my, no, not that one.
Right.
Sorry.
But that one anyway.
Come to Laura's channel as well. No, before that. It was about saying I found it hard. And I know I need to do it, but actually I'm going to go and give it a go right now. There we go. There we go. Sorry, that's the better one, Alan. I was thinking the same. I spent too long putting it off because I don't think it'll be good enough, but it will never get good if I don't start somewhere. It's exactly that. You just have to start. And all of us in this room, doesn't matter what your business is. And we have a very, very broad range of people in this room. We have products, we have services, we have creatives in this room. All of you have something to say that is of interest to your audience, but you have to speak to them.
Absolutely. Greg? It's the hardest thing. Finding the time is the hardest thing, but you have to do it. And that's why you have to commit. But you know your audience, you know what you should be saying, you know the type of thing that they're going to be interested in. Just do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Just one thing on, like, you worried people aren't going to listen, right? Or people aren't going to find interested. We all have clients. Everyone in here has a client, right? In someone who has given them money for what they do. So therefore, we know people are interested in what we do or want what we're selling. So, and we know that when you embrace digital, you're going to find more of them. Yeah, look, I'm glossing over the intricacies on purpose, but my point being is, if someone has given you money for what you do, there will be more people who want to know what you do. Yeah. That's the point of what I was saying. So.
Absolutely.
Greg, thank you so much for giving your time. And not only that, Alex behind the scenes, incredible timing with all of your transitions, beautifully done. You should get a pay rise.
Thank you.
By the way, we're coming for a tour. We will sort it out. I'll drop you a message. Can we invite ourselves for a coffee, please?
You are most welcome. Anybody, in fact, if you're interested, I'm happy to show you around and show you what we do.
We would love that.
V did suggest a group trip. There we go. V said group trip to look around.
Balloon market on tour. I love that.
Yeah,
we'll get,
go for it. Anyway, get a bus coming.
Amazing. Guys, keeping us on track with today. So,
Greg, thank you. We're gonna pop you back in the green room. Thank you
very much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yellow room is definitely
Thanks for inviting.
So we're at 2:30 now, nearly 2:30. I know, Adam, we've got to keep on
No,
track.
I got Greg was mid-sentence. Sorry, Greg.
I'm sorry, Greg. Sorry.
Yeah.
So this afternoon we have got Grow Your Business and Make It Greener with Karen Black.
A lot of interest in this one. People not quite understanding the environmental impact of your website and everything you do. And Karen's going to start to basically break that down for us all.
Yeah, and the lovely Jackie will be delivering a session on how to be comfortable speaking to your audience. Now, if you've just listened to this session and you know that you need to start speaking, maybe that is the session for you to go
It's like everything has been planned today, Emily, in an order.
Who knew?
It's like it was done on purpose, Emily.
Sometimes we surprise ourselves.
I know. High five.
Yes.
Right. We are in a 5-minute wee break. So lavatory break.
Comfort break.
Comfort break. So enjoy that. And we will see you in a moment.
See you shortly,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.